Like I said, bummer that it's not tight like Obi-Wan's I'm Sorry I'm a Child. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for checking it out if you're new. I've got a bit of a different video for you here today. Today, I am doing an unboxing, stepping on Morgan M. Steele's brand. For those of you who have been subscribed to this channel, you know that I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. So today I've got an unboxing for you. You've seen from the thumbnail and from the video title what it is. Of course, we had D23 this weekend, and during D23 they put out a lot of cool merch regarding Star Wars, Marvel, Disney overall. Some of it was exclusive to the con, and then others they put out after the con was over. So for example, this item, this is of course the Clone Wars Legacy Sabers. These are all 3 sabers that you can get in Galaxy's Edge right now, but they're packaged in this unique collector's set. They sold this at D23. Some of them were signed by the actors. I was not able to go to D23, obviously, and so I did. Thankfully, these did not sell out completely, and I was able to get my hands on one of them. So let's open it up, shall we? Also, they packaged this thing so tight, which I appreciate. It would be a shame if it was broken. But yeah, so I've never been to... I just ripped the box. I've never been to Galaxy's Edge. I've always wanted to go since it opened, but I just haven't made my way. And I was always holding off on the lightsabers. Like, I always wanted the lightsabers. But I wasn't going to do it until I went to Galaxy's Edge. But then I saw this collector set, and I couldn't pass up on it. Alright, so I got some... there you go. Wow. Alright, get out of here. Alright, right away, immediately, you've already got the box right there with the artwork of all 3 of our heroes, Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan. And so, let's get her out. Which I might do a cut, because I can't get it out nicely right now. It's perfect in there. Alright, so we've got the box here, and it is wrapped right now. It is shrink wrapped, which I assume is just to make sure it's not flopping open in transit and everything. So it is, let's see if we can poke a little hole in this shrink wrap to get her open. Alright, so like I said, we've got the chest that contains our lightsabers. It's a nice little, like, possibly plexi wood. I don't know if it's real wood. Like I said, it's got our artwork of our 3 heroes. You've got Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan, and all their names are written in Arabic. And what's fun about this artwork is, again, I haven't been to Galaxy's Edge, but I know everything about it, is that they actually sell statues of this artwork in the park, which is assumedly why they did it on this box set. Also, while I've got it up like this, I realized that on the bottom are all the instructions, which it's funny that they included those, but nice that they're here. Alright, so I'm gonna put this here, and it's got a nice latch on there. Let's see what we're working with. Alright, whoa. I didn't expect it to open so wide. Wow, they do look nice. And so, in the set are all 3 sabers. Nicely packaged. And they're a lot bigger than I realized. Like, I know people have complained about the Galaxy's Edge sabers being so bulky, because they do have to be big enough to actually fit the physical blade. And then also, if we lay this down, On the lid here are, again, those images of Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan, along with a quote from each of them. And up here, the set is numbered. It was limited to 3,000. And so this is number 538 of 3,000. A pretty low number, actually, which I'm pretty excited about. And so for Anakin, it's the quote that he says to Ahsoka at the end of the movie, where he says, "You're reckless, little one. You never would have made it as Obi-Wan's Padawan, but you might make it as mine." And then Ahsoka's line is when she introduces herself, "I'm Master Skywalker's Padawan. My name's Ahsoka Tano." And then Obi-Wan's quote is when he's trying to talk Anakin into taking on Ahsoka as a Padawan, where he says, "Anakin, teaching is a privilege, and it's part of a Jedi's responsibility to help train the next generation." And so what you might notice also with these is there's these blank spaces. That's where, like I said, if you got this at D23, I believe there were 1,000 that were signed, and those ones all sold out. The signed ones sold out, but the 3,000 unsigned ones went on sale on the Disney store. But they left those spaces, and they even say, like, yeah, take it with you to a con and have them sign. I think that would be really cool, but I also admit this is pretty hefty. I don't know if I would carry it around a whole con, or at least I would definitely like keep it out in my car or something until it was my time. You know, sometimes at cons they have select times for you to go visit guests. Other times it's a free-for-all. I would wait until I was sure I was going up to these guys. And also, I didn't mention it, but the artwork is all of their season 1 looks, or how they look in the movie. So at the start of the Clone Wars. Which is why, again, when we open it up and look in here, Ahsoka only has the one saber in the box. That's because at the start of the Clone Wars, she only has one. She doesn't get her second saber until season 3. So Ahsoka is one of my favorites. So I'm going to go ahead and try and get this one out. Ahsoka saber out first, if I can. They are really packed in there. They're not going anywhere, that's for sure. Actually, I am curious, though, if I pull this foam setting out, is there anything under it? Or is the box... I thought so. Underneath that layer is a second layer. And this is the awkward fat piece for Obi-Wan's saber. Because this is my one beef with the... Like, they are actually metal. They are hard, and they are really cool. But with the Galaxy's Edge sabers... They did design them with the fault where skinny lightsabers, you can't stick the blades in them because the blade is too big. So because I brought it up, let's just get, and I'm just going to take them out here because they're a lot easier to take out than when they're in the case. This is Obi-Wan's saber right here. And they do all have like the stickers with all the warnings about like, you know, the battery, you know, don't leave it out in the sun, that kind of stuff, because I assume for legal reasons. And so, as you can see, like I said, here, I'm not going to mess with it at the moment. I'll do it when I mess around with the blade on. But, so, because Obi-Wan's blade, like Leia's saber has it too, Luke's episode 6 saber, because it's so skinny in the collar, they actually have to give you this fat collar to put the blade in it. Which I think is a bit of a bummer, because then it's not accurate for a nerd like me. But yeah, it's definitely, it's a lot for how big it is. It's actually really light. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be so weightless, so to speak. And then it says the bottom just unscrews off to replace the batteries. Which it said the batteries, at least I thought it said batteries were included. This is going to be a bit of a bummer if they're not. Yeah, the batteries are definitely in there. You gotta line those up. Then you put this back on. That sounds so bad. Okay, I just did a quick Google search, and a bit of a bummer is that the sabers, these newer sabers, are designed to... They only make sound and noise when they have a blade in them, which is a bit of a bummer. Like, I kind of wish it was capable of projecting light. Like, I kind of wish you could almost use it like a flashlight, you know, like, right here's the activation switch. Obi-Wan's got the one that slides up and down. But like I said, overall, it's got a good, like, I like it. I see where people say it's way huge, like it is fat, but I can see why. Like, let's see if I, oh, wow. The switching, the hilts on the Obi-Wan saber are as easy as you simply unscrew it. And then you screw on the one that the blade goes in. And all of the ones that have like holes for the blade have these little stoppers in them. I assume just to prevent dust and things like that. So now our Obi-Wan blade looks like this. It's a big old fat. And like I said, I love this design. Like, I love Leia's saber, Obi-Wan's, and Luke's saber. So it's a bit of a bummer. And then I have a blade here that I bought off someone because Disney blades are expensive. Like, this set was very expensive to not come with a lightsaber blade. Obviously, I'll do a better glam shot later, but let's just... And that's how you know that sound you just heard. I don't know if the mic picked that up or not. Let's do it right up by the mic. Yeah. So that sound right there is the lightsaber acknowledging the blade is in. And now if I hit the activation switch, there she goes. And now you've got your... And it's got some sound effects to it. I'm trying to make sure I don't hit anything above me. But, so yeah. So there you go. You've got Obi-Wan's blade. And yeah, the blade still has the sticker on it, because I didn't take the sticker off in case something was wrong. But yeah. Pretty neat. Like I said, disappointed that it gets skinny like that, and disappointing that they can't be used like flashlights. Like, because I don't know what I'm really going to use the blade for all that much, to be honest. Like, I am it goes on my shelf and display type of collector. So, like, I was really excited. That's also why I was so thrilled to get this box set, because now it can go and sit on my counter. So yeah, woo! There is Obi-Wan's. Let's put this stuff back in. Put you away. Alright, so Obi-Wan, overall, really good. There's no, like, paint problems. All, like I said, all the stuff that tells you how to turn it on and warns you about the batteries. And, you know, don't throw it in the garbage because it will explode. Stuff like that. All those are stickers that all come off, which I'm glad, because I was worried about it, you know, because they do have to put that stuff on there legally. So I'm glad. The only thing that is like permanently imprinted is on the bottom there. If the camera will pick it up and focus, don't look at me. I don't know if the camera's going to focus on it, but it's got the little, you know, like Walt Disney Company, made in China, Lucasfilm trademark, all that on the bottom of the hilt. All right, so let's put Obi-Wan away. And let's move over to Anakin, shall we? And so, of course, this is Anakin's saber from the Clone Wars / Episode 3. You know, the Skywalker saber that we all treasure so much. Overall, looks pretty cool. Like, looks pretty screen accurate. Things like that. Fun fact, everybody always goes to these two red buttons, either this one or this one, as the on switch. Those are actually for blade length adjustment. And Anakin's on switch is the same as Obi-Wan's, where it's a switch that goes up and down. Very subtle. Oh, also something I didn't point out on Obi-Wan's is all of them have this little piece here. I can't recall if that's screen accurate or not. I think it is, actually. But this little piece is how you clip it to your belt, which is another accessory that you have to buy. Disney nickel and dimes you for these lightsabers. But yeah, these prongs, I don't know what you'd call them down here. These are rubber, which actually do give you like a good grip, a good feeling of the grip on it, which I do like actually a lot. This one is definitely heavier than Obi-Wan's, I assume just because it's one big solid piece versus Obi-Wan has the neck. And so yeah, to replace batteries, unscrew bottom. Where and how? Like, I think this one is a little more complicated to open to replace the batteries, and so we're not gonna do it right now. So again, that little like dust covered top comes right on out. I can't get the stupid sticker off the blade right now. That's a future kind of problem. So let's see here. The blade, strangely, in the Anakin one, if you can hear that, it, like, in the Obi-Wan saber, the blade clicked in and it was like it wasn't going anywhere, versus, like, the Anakin Hilt, it don't, but it doesn't, like, stay in firmly, which that's a bit of a bummer, but again, fire her up, and there she is. And see, that's where, yeah, look. Where, yeah, that could be a big problem, actually. Because, like, you saw me swinging Obi-Wan's around and how it makes the sound effects. But as you can see, I'm barely moving the saber, and it's disconnecting from the Anakin one. I don't know if that's a problem with the Anakin saber, or if that's a problem with this blade. But that sucks, especially, again, for how expensive these are. Okay, everybody, I gotta apologize to the Anakin saber, because how in the video I couldn't get the blade to stay in, it kept popping out. Well, turns out what you have to do is, with Anakin's and Ahsoka's at least, I don't know if the Obi-Wan did. The Obi-Wan one, I felt like I just stuck it right in. But with the Anakin one, you have to stick it in and then twist the blade, and that locks the blade in. And then you get your full effect. Like, I'm aware that people have said that the Galaxy's Edge / Disney lightsabers are a scam, and, you know, there are all the different third-party lightsabers. And yes, that's correct if you're looking for something you're going to carry around or swing or use in a video. But for someone like me, who, like I said, I plan on putting these kind of back in the case and having the case sit there on my shelf, open, displaying the lightsabers, this is fine. This is cool. Like I said, bummer that it's not tight like Obi-Wan's. I'm sorry, I'm a child. But yeah, overall, the Skywalker saber is pretty cool. Very heavy, like I said. I don't know how to unscrew. Like, so far, Anakin's saber is not sitting well with me as Obi-Wan's did. You know, like Obi-Wan said, unscrew to get to the batteries. And this one says the same thing. Unscrew bottom to replace batteries. But, like, nothing's twisting, and I don't want to break it, obviously. So, I'm not going to push it right now. Clearly, the batteries work. As you saw, it's just like the connectors / because the lightsaber blades themselves, the way the sabers work is they have little electric prongs on them. You can see here, it's basically like an outlet. You know, those prongs line up with those little connectors, and that's what tells the lightsaber, like, hey, there's a blade, turn on. And it seems like the Anakin one is just, like, I don't know. I don't know if mine's broken or if that's a problem with the Anakin ones. I'll have to look into it. But those prongs are right there. And it's like the Anakin ones don't go far enough to make that complete connection. Slash, they make that complete connection, but they're not firm. Because it also, they have these two little metal tabs that you can see here. And those metal tabs are what make the blade go in, and that's how you line it up to those connectors. Like, you can't just physically... Let me just grab the Obi-Wan one because it's right here. Like, you can't just sit there and jam it in. You do have to line it up, and then it locks in. And then it's in there. Also, I know that Disney sells blades at various lengths. This one is the 31 inch, and I feel like it's plenty long enough. Like, I already feel like I'm gonna smack something or break something with it. But, alright, let's get to the one we've all been waiting for. And that's, of course, Ahsoka's Padawan saber. Good to know. So again, Ahsoka's saber is probably my favorite lightsaber design. I just really love the way it's shaped, how it's almost like a blend of Anakin and Obi-Wan's, you know, both of the people she studied under. You know, it's got kind of the base, the pommel that Obi-Wan has, that like toothed pommel, but then it has the fans up, like Anakin's only has the one fan. Hers has two. And you've got all the little connectors and buttons and bits. And again, activation switch right here, up and down to turn on and off. Ahsoka's also has just the little dust protector thing. And if we line these up... Oh, hers is even... Oh, I had to, like, muscle hers in, but now it's in. It was popping out. I don't know if it picked up on mic. But, oh, it was blue first. Well, spoilers. But, yes. If you don't know in the Clone Wars. So, let's see here. Aha, there we go. So, yes, spoilers, but in the Clone Wars, Ahsoka starts out with a green saber. And eventually, after some time, Anakin makes some quote-unquote improvements to Ahsoka's saber that she doesn't know about, and he turns it blue. And so, I think it is really cool that for the saber, also, like I said, this one's got like crazy sound effects. It's doing like more than the Obi-Wan or Anakin one was doing. Like I said, I couldn't even get the sound effects for Anakin's saber. But yeah, so really cool that it's just a little hidden button, because obviously there's no button in the show, so screen accuracy, that kind of stuff. It's a little tiny button right here where this orange sticker is, which again, you can remove that. You just hold the button down for 5 seconds, and it switches. I let go too quick. You hold that button down for 5 seconds, and it switches the blade to green, which is really cool. I am excited. This is probably my favorite one of the set. I just love the way it looks. It's all nice. It's like a perfect weight, because I do really like just the balance of this. Especially once you have a blade in it, which I guess you could say is why maybe the other ones are heavy, because you do have the weight of this blade. This thing isn't exactly light. Not like it's gonna, but it does add like, you know, like a couple pounds to the saber. So yeah, obviously, like I said, I don't think the Galaxy's Edge lightsabers are meant to be where, like I said, people criticize them for, oh, they're so fragile or they're so flimsy, kind of like how that Anakin one felt. But, like, this one feels good. Like I said, I was worried it was like the Anakin one, and then there was, like, a click. And it was like, now the blade is definitely in. So, yeah. Really cool. I like them a lot. Like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with the blade, because I do just want to display these. But the blade is a nice touch. They're way too expensive from Disney, though. Find someone selling them on eBay like I did, because... Okay, enough of you. Let's see. Oh, and then it popped right out. Wow! I was worried it was going to be stuck in there. Also, the little dust-covered things in Anakin and Ahsoka's are very loose. But yeah, so there they are. There they are, all three of them. And that's where... And like I said, it's slightly a bummer that Ahsoka's Shoto isn't in here, because her second blade is a smaller saber, and so it's a Shoto blade. Like I said, I would love to have Ahsoka's little Shoto blade, but I couldn't pass up on this collection simply out of kind of the sentimental value of having... These are the three main characters of the Clone Wars series, you know, Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Ahsoka. And so their sabers are now here together in one set. This goes just right back in there. And ta-da! Everybody's back in the box. This is here just to keep these, I assume, from like scratching this up, which you might see it's a little scratched up. I can't tell if the camera's picking that up. But again, it's supposed to look like that. It's supposed to look a little rough. Alright, so, like I said, pretty cool set. Is it worth the, like, $500 that it is? I would say not if you're planning to use them for, like, stunts or props. Or maybe even cosplay. Like I said, like... If I were to use these for cosplay, I would only have them clipped on my belt. I probably wouldn't even bring this thing, the blade, to the con. Which, again, the blade is like another $60, which is overpriced. Get it from somebody on eBay or somewhere else. The only thing that would make this set better is if I were able to go to Galaxy's Edge and have gotten it myself, or if I'd gotten one of the signed ones at D23. Alright, so I'm going to go shoot some shots with the lights off so that you can really see how those blades glow and light up a room. So let's head on over there right now. Alright, so let's check out what these things look like in the dark with the blade in them. So I've just got Ahsoka's here. Forgive me for the audio if it sounds weird. I am using a different setup in this room. Alright, so... I've got Ahsoka's in now, and so when I fire it up, you see how it looks already. You know, definitely cast some good light and some shadows on your face, especially if you shut the lights completely off, like that. Yeah, look at the light it provides versus, again, now you can't see me at all. Aha! Yeah, they're pretty cool in the dark, not gonna lie. I can see where this would be a popular fidget. I'm a little bummed you can't turn the noise off. I think the noise could get annoying at some points. You know, it's so bright that you can see when I hold it like this, it's entirely blowing my face out in the video because it's too bright. Alright, and then, again, Ahsoka's has that ability to hold down that hidden button. And now it's blue, and that looks good. I also appreciate, if you didn't pick up early in the video, that they do have, like, the blade the light goes up and down the blade. So as it's coming off, it goes back into the saber, and then out, in and out. It's really cool. It is a very simple effect of, you know, they're just programmed to the lights at this end shut off or turn on first when the power comes on, and it travels up and down. Woo! Alright, welcome back. Thank you for checking out my unboxing of these sabers. Like I said, this was a special set. This is the first unboxing I've done on this channel. I've done more over on Morgan M. Steele's channel where we opened some Star Wars dolls. Check those out. On this channel, I cover all sorts of nerdy things like Star Wars, Marvel, DC, Doctor Who, anything you can think of. I've talked about it at some point. So if you want to be here for that next video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know when that next one's coming. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.